Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. As always, want to thank everybody for your support, whether that's over at Patreon, memberships on YT, or again, Ko-Fi as well. We couldn't do it without you guys, and we love and appreciate you guys. And thank you so much for, when you do let people know, or when you let us know that you do appreciate what we're trying to do, which is to try to awaken humanity as much as possible to the real reality here, which is unfolding in so many ways right now.
And we want to say a huge thank you to our two new supporters, I Am One and Bruno. Thank you so much.
Much love and appreciation. So, in case you haven't seen this, we had an expected coronal hole stream that actually sent the KP up to close to 7. KP index, again, can bring on things like aurora. And when we look at the energy, it absolutely affects our consciousness. It affects the consciousness of the planet, too. So, yeah, absolutely. Besides things like aurora, look out for increased possibility of earthquake and volcanic activity. And in fact, this person's connecting it and saying the huge solar storm knocked down Starlink. Actually, reports came that Starlink was down all over, whether it's North America, South America, elsewhere. It does seem that Starlink had some major outages. And of course, there's a lot going on geopolitically as well, but we're going to leave that be for now at this point in time. Now, again, this is something that we've seen, the coronal stream sending in lots of energy. The sun is so powerful. The sun is, again, a relay from source. It is triggering so much of the awakening that's happening on the planet, whether people realize it or not. But other things such as, again, navigation, GPS, all sorts of technology issues can arise when we start going up into that severe storm area. And meanwhile, we have more and more what they call fireballs. Yeah, you could call them fireballs. This one is in Argentina. They're actually, we could just do a video and show you fireball after fireball after fireball that has been seen around the world in the last 24 hours or so, 24 to 36. There's been a lot of them. But, this is nothing that's abnormal as well. And of course, we're conditioned to believe that these are just simply rocks coming down to the planet, not that they're ships going to hyperdrive or anything like that. How about this? There's a mysterious explosion. This is in Panama, Indonesia. 7 people were injured, including a 4-month-old, receiving medical treatment. The police are bringing in a forensic lab to investigate the cause of the explosion. Now, what's really curious is that, for one, translations are hard to find, people giving us good detailed info in English, but there keeps being references to paranormal with this. Paranormal, weird things like people hearing voices and really, wondering, is this some sort of, was this an explosion caused by something coming down from the sky? Is there any sort of paranormal component to this? And when you poke through comments, it's weird. There seems to be some questions about what really is going on. So, explosion followed by unnatural voice? Residents of Pamalang are being told to evacuate after an explosion left 6 injured here. Residents reported an explosion followed by what sounded like cats fighting, footsteps running over rooftops. Women, now that's getting kind of creepy too. What's truly weird is hours later, a strange buzzing voice is still echoing from the blast site. RT chairman described it as a water pump but not turning. Police have sealed off the area. What is really going on here? This reminds me in some ways, now the energy associated with this reminds me of the energy associated with the Pelikaras. I don't know why, but that's the energy I feel off of this. And again, Pelikaras literally translates to face peelers. When we saw in South America multiple cases of these, what was described as alien entities in treetops, and sometimes on top of roofs, interacting with humans, looking at humans, perhaps trying to abduct humans. There's something weird going on here. It feels very weird. And as you see here, it so happened that we in Indonesia also have a UFO meteorite incident on that same time. This is weird. Everything seems really weird. I want to share this with you guys. This is a 9/11 call. Witness reports a rake-like human creature. Dispatch logs it as unknown. Is this a hoax?
He told Pender County Dispatch that he'd been traveling somewhere between 55 and 60 miles an hour, making it difficult to clearly identify what he thought he had seen. But then just seconds after the call began, his evening took quite a turn.
I'm kind of in the middle of the woods at the moment.
Yes, sir. I'm familiar with the area.
What the?
What was that, sir?
That's a human! That's a human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the background!
That guy seems legitimately... he seems scared. Yeah, what's really going on here? Just another incident. Is there something seriously alien and foreign to our planet going on here in the bigger scheme of things?
Well, looking at all the evidence with all the planetary bodies that have been found, the third eye atlas and everything going on, I mean, you really have to seriously consider it.
Yeah, and not everything is legit. Some things are hoaxed. And, when you look at this, you think this has to be hoax. This has to be hoax. Yet this is a huge buzz on TikTok. A meteorite, they say, landed at a man's home in Pedregal, Panama, and something unusual began growing from it. The strange life form, which many people say resembles Venom from Spider-Man, reportedly needs no air, water, or food, only sunlight, has grown significantly in just a week, according to that. There's a series of videos here on TikTok which show this thing attached to a stone, and over time, because this has been going on for quite a while now, this thing grows. And has grown. And actually, this reminds me, do you remember the old movie, The Blob? Well, it kind of has a little of that vibe going on. Is this just a silly, elaborate hoax? Could very well be. Some people had commented that where this guy found it, it looks like somebody just took a hand shovel to the dirt and put a little lighter fluid in. Just doesn't seem credible, does it? Well, he puts it in a safe. He's keeping it in the dark. And this thing does look like, G.O. It really does look like, you remember the black goo. Think about Prometheus, right? I mean, think about Prometheus. This is creepy. And, when you have what looks like a potato here, being shown, and that does look like a potato. Is something like this being done to just simply discredit everything? Because they'll do that. They'll try to discredit everything by giving us one faked video. But is this fake? I mean, this is how big this thing has gotten, even bigger. And it's still ongoing. This whole video shows it. Again, he's keeping it. That's just creepy. It's just gross. And when you look at the comments, some people are connecting this to absolutely something parasitic that potentially, there it is. I don't know. This is really weird, and while it does seem very, very suspicious, this story keeps growing. People are following this big time. In fact, a lot of people have been making, this is UFO Mania, almost 500,000 subscribers, talking about this black goo type thing. Isn't it curious that it's a black goo type of thing that we're watching here? And you've been able to, if you've been following this story, watch this thing grow from, or supposedly grow from something very little to getting bigger and bigger. And how big will it get? And is it going to be friendly? Look at this thing. This is just creepy. But then again, look to our sci-fi movies, going all the way back to the first Sigourney Weaver Aliens one, about the black goo type stuff, and then the reality of black goo. Just like when we talk about sea serpents and the Loch Ness Monster. This is from November 1860, Harper's New Monthly Magazine, Volume 21, talking about, cases where people saw sea monsters, swear they saw sea monsters. Is it impossible that there's something as big as what we would call dinosaurs, again, still out there on the planet? Well, when you look to Texas, for instance, there are human footprints in the same rock strata as what we call dinosaurs. That would not be the case if, the timelines are exactly as history tells us. And when we look to all these structures that appear to be, rock formations and people building these dwellings inside rock formations, then you get the idea that, wait a minute, are these things melted? Have they been melted by extreme heat? Have they even been added to, as John Levy was saying in his video yesterday, showing that perhaps they've even had cover-up going on where there's materials that have been added to some of these in order to make them look more natural. But in reality, these were cities. These were dwellings of many, many people that were melted by some technology out of the sky.
I mean, it's pretty wild. You look at it, there's no denying that this was something. This was a thing. This is where many different kind of beings, and I don't think they looked like us either. I think they were a mix. I think there was a lot of them. It's pretty amazing. And how they cover it up, I don't know.
Well, it seems to be an elaborate cover-up that hits us in so many different ways. Of course, the education system, people are waking up to that. And then we have all these different artifacts that we're still finding in droves, all new ones all the time, that clearly depict what we would say are gray aliens. Again, our reality is not what it seems. We've been under the prey of some diabolical agents distorting our history. Could it be?
Indeed.
As always, guys, look forward to your comments. Give you thanks for your support. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.